You know, Alexer, as long as you're trading your time for money, you'll never be rich. There will always be a cap on the amount of time you can invest in something because there are only 24 hours in a day. So in order for you to maximize your chances of success, you'll need to employ other people's time to your project. That way, you go from deploying 12 hours in a day to your 12 plus 4 other people working 8 hours a day, and that's how you get 44 hours of output in a 12-hour window. Although Jay-Z and Beyoncé have the same 24 hours in a day as you do, since there are extensive teams working for them, they get a lot more done. When your business is just starting out, you hire for tasks. Can you move this from here to here? Can you respond to these emails based on these templates? And so on. As time goes on, you keep around those who fit the company culture, meaning the people you like having around and still get the job done. Out of them, those who score the highest in loyalty first and seem to have a good head on their shoulders get promoted to management. When the business is small, you are the manager and they are the employees. One manager can manage up to 6 employees. Once your business grows beyond 6 employees, you should promote the first middle management and then give them their own division. Something straightforward, and you keep an eye on them. Most business owners make the mistake of holding everyone in their company by the leash themselves like a dictator would. They do everything and they have some helpers around. But the problem is this kind of business isn't worth very much because if the owner gets run over by a car, well, the business collapses. On the other hand, promoting and hiring managers buys back time for the owner and mitigates the long-term risk. If there are other people who can keep the business going while you're not there, that business is incredibly valuable. It's the kind of business others would want to buy, so pay attention to those who will raise out from the ranks. Super important is to make sure they understand the vision of where the company is trying to go and how their division will contribute to achieving that goal. Make sure you set clear performance indicators. How will you measure if they do a good job or not? When it comes to employees and your business, fundamentally, you are the one responsible for the company's success, not them. The outcome is your responsibility, and keep this in mind as we go through hiring and firing. So pay attention because this is important. Every successful entrepreneur at some point makes the change from building the product to building the team. This is a massive revelation, and it should immediately alter the perspective on how you do things. Process this. You will not be successful because of your product or service, but because of the team you're able to build. When everything clicks team-wise, they'll make your business a success. Now, one of the biggest mistakes founders make is they expect their employees to read their minds or do things the same way they themselves would do it. Here's a hard lesson to accept. Unless you specifically defined, trained, and showed someone how you want something to be done, you can't fault them for doing it wrong. As you transition from product to team, you'll find that most of your time is spent recruiting and onboarding people. Most businesses have only 1 or 2 key people in the organization who are amazing, while everyone else is just chugging along. How amazing would it be if you had 10 of them? How fast would your business grow if you had 10 super talented players, each maximizing their piece of the pie? You would probably be able to grow 5, 10, 20 times faster and would be super proud of the business you were able to build. So what happens? Why isn't that the case? Well, in our experience, the biggest difference between big businesses and small businesses is that big businesses have a much lower tolerance for mediocrity. You heard that right. Big businesses end up being big because they don't stop looking until they get 10 superstars on their team, and that's why they win, while everyone else is tolerating the mediocre employees that are stressing the hell out of you. Think about your business right now, or the people that you have under you. Off the top of your head, who's the person you've been carrying around for a while that's been stressing you out, that you've thought about firing at least for a couple of months? You know who we're talking about. Their name immediately popped into your head, didn't it? Just how much brain power have they consumed from you? Why do you allow them to take up so much brain space while holding your entire company back? We're going to be honest with you, okay? And we want you to remember this. Success is on the other side of a couple of hard conversations. Because you're too scared to have those hard conversations, you'll end up suffering for decades. This will keep you and your family poor. Seriously. It doesn't matter if their heart is in the right place, if they're growing up and act as an adult, because this is a place of business. Also, if the only way you justify someone is that you like them as a person or that their heart is in the right place, it's because you know deep down that they're not adding real value to the business, so you're just making shit up to keep you from having that hard conversation. You don't fire them immediately, instead you put them on a 30-day notice. You've got 30 days to fix your performance or you're out. This is what we need from you. We wish we could keep you and we're rooting for your success. Usually, 1 in 5 employees are able to turn things around. Chances are, most of them will fail and you'll be able to justify letting them go. We don't care that you now have to go out and look for someone else because that's literally your job. This person was killing your business and keeping them is an affront to everyone else who's working hard. The quality of your business, of your brand, and of your reputation lies in the people you allow to wear your logo. Your brand is reevaluated by everyone who interacts with your company, from the person at the reception desk to the customer support to how the product feels in their hand. Great businesses don't allow mediocre employees to sabotage the efforts of the top performers or bring shame to the brand. They keep running through people until they find the right ones. As the business grows, you'll continuously need to reassess their ability to get to where you need to go. Some people might be really valuable in the process of getting the business off the ground in the early days, but at some point they will hit an ability wall, meaning they won't have the skills, knowledge, or ability to acquire both in order to get to the next level. The middle manager you have when the business is doing $500K per year simply doesn't have the know-how to run a business that makes $50 million a year. As a rule of thumb, if you gave the same manager for 2 quarters in a row the same realistic objective and they failed to accomplish it, well, it's time to look for someone else. That's when you bring in people with a higher level of expertise. Your business is plateauing because you're trying to go 100 miles an hour with people who can't go beyond 30. If this is your new place, you need to get yourself some new people who can keep up. 0 to 1, 1 to 10, 10 to 100. 3 layers of people fit for the stage your business is at. Over our careers, we've realized it's way easier to build a big business than it is to build a small one, mainly because top-tier talent is attracted by top-tier opportunities. The same way athletes want to play on the best teams with the best coaches, the best teammates, and win championships, they don't want to see their potential wasted on Little League. Keeping the mediocre people around is keeping top talent away from your team because they need to know they can rely on their teammates to score when they pass the ball. So, Alexer, your action item for today is to finally pull the trigger and let the person who's been holding your team back go. It'll take you a couple of days, 2 weeks at most to replace them, and you'll wish you did it sooner. This will be your inflection point where you finally get the house in order. Just wait to see how things start changing.